Senior Shield is basically a comprehensive health program that covers medical, surgical, dental, physiotherapy, pharmacy, diagnostics labs for our senior citizens, 70 years and older, who are belongers of Anguilla. We know that we have seniors who sometimes sacrifice their health because they're concerned of if they can afford it. And we want to make sure that those seniors can afford health care here in Anguilla. And so at the public clinics and hospital, they can access these services if they're 70 years and older, starting on the 1st of May 2023. One of the things I realized when I came back and started my ear, nose, and throat surgery practice in Anguilla in 2010, I realized that there were seniors who needed that service. Anguilla has a lot of head and neck problems, sinusitis, ear problems, tonsil, throat pain, other issues. And a lot of the senior patients, when they came, they're not working. And it was hard to have to charge them, suddenly you can't run a practice, free. There are expenses, but it was difficult to charge them the consultation fees when they explained that they couldn't afford the services. And so it dawned on me that in the United States of America, where I spent many years in practice, that it wouldn't be a consideration because persons who were 65 years and older would have Medicare or Medicaid or both, and they were not concerned about whether they could afford health care. And I think that gave them an upper hand on us here in Anguilla, because if you have to be concerned whether you can afford your medication or go to the doctor versus being able to feed yourself, take care of your bills, then I think that caused us to be at a disadvantage for our people here in Anguilla.
The Senior Shield program, it is very good. Old people really shouldn't have to pay for health care, and neither should children. So I'm looking forward to seeing it extended to the children. And at the same time, I'm wondering how sustainable this program will be. But right now, for the elderly, it's working fine. I appreciate the help the older people are getting. That's through the senior care program.
One of the things I also realized is that these persons would have contributed significantly to Anguilla's progress. They were involved in the revolution of 1967 to 69. They would have been there for us as we were growing up, our generation, and whether they were teachers or they served in other capacities. And some of them are parents and grandparents. And that was a concern to me, that we should be able as a country to provide this service to our seniors.
Senior Shield is good for like 70 years, and these two antiques. It's a very good idea. I hope it be around for a very, very long time. I went to the doctor, I had to pay nothing. My physical test is nothing. All I had to do is show my card, BRAM, and that was action.
Senior Shield is not working for me at the moment right now, but it may be good for somebody else. The hospital might not have all my medicine and what's not, but I hope by some time they would have the medicine what the French pharmacy got.
Those 70 years and older would be able to go to the doctor, go to the hospital, and go to the clinics if they need help, be able to afford their medications, do their labs, and the diagnostics such as x-rays, CT scans, and now that we have an MRI scanner, that they'll be able to access that service. Very important, because I've had persons come up to me and said that their labs are costing them $800, $1,000 to do. Now, if you think about it, that this is covered, and that's $800 to $1,000 that they don't have to spend on their health care, and they can use that for other purposes.
I am Brenda from Brenda's Tender Loving Care, nursing home for seniors and juveniles. The senior Shield program, I find it working is very beneficial. It's working, we've had a few hospitalized, and as far as I know, they haven't gotten a bill, so that is a plus for the families. I've been able to get medical supplies from the hospital, no charge to the families or to the home. So yes, it is working.
What I see is that as persons can access the healthcare system much easier, and then that should improve their healthcare. They can afford the medications, and they can afford the diagnostic services. And also now, I think it helps their family members, their children or grandchildren who were actually paying for these services for them before. Now they'll be able to keep that money in their pockets. And I think what I envision is a healthier elderly population, and then that will transfer down to our younger persons, because I think that we'll be able to get access to healthcare faster and also earlier, because we know the longer we wait to access the healthcare system, there's more risk of morbidity and mortality.
Well, hello. My name is Aurelyn Reed. What is the definition of SHIELD? My definition is, it's a protection. Therefore, I look at the senior seal that has been established here by this government as something that protects our people. But you know what is so curious? It protects the elderly, but it protects me also. I've been paying for medications for my mom, x-rays, all those things, and the money just keep piling up. But right now, with Senior Shield, zero. That money I can take and do something else. So Senior Shield, I am 58. I soon will be 70, and I will benefit from Senior Shield. You can too.
Senior Shield, I mean, the term itself talks about protection and prevention, and I would admonish those who are eligible, 70 years and older, or those who are 69 and getting to 70, get prepared for this. Go out and register. And registration for those 70 years and older. If you can't get there yourself, have someone, a family member, a community worker, go out and register so that you can have access to the service, so that if you have to go to the clinic, you're already registered. It makes it easier. If you go to the hospital, whether it's emergency or it's to access the diagnostics, labs, x-rays, then you're already registered. It makes it much easier to get taken care of and get into the system. Now, I must say that we have to be grateful that this is provided, because this is being paid for by the people of Anguilla. These services, we contribute in terms of taxes and fees, and this is a program that is being paid for directly, out of taxes that are paid into the consolidated fund. So, access this service which is being provided for you by the government and people of Anguilla.
Still in Anguilla, the government of Dr. Ellis Webster has unveiled a new medical program where all children from birth up to 5 years old will be afforded completely free medical care. We have more in this report.
It is now official in Anguilla. Children up to 6 years will get free medical care of any type.
Junior Shield is to make sure that we cover those who are less than 6 years old, because as you've heard, those are the years that are most important.
The program, called Junior Shield, now stands as a partner social policy of the completely free medical care for senior citizens rolled out a few months ago.
The vision of the Anguilla Progressive Movement Administration was to build a great society by investing more in people. And this includes improving the quality of and access to health care. All great societies are judged by the way they take care of the vulnerable, the elderly, and the very young.
The free medical care program for children was officially launched in the Valley this week, attended by several parents with their children in arms. The first few medical cards for those already enrolled in the program were handed out at the event. First-time parent Rihanna Stewart called the program a game changer.
I would like to thank the government of Anguilla for implementing this valuable benefit for the youth in Anguilla.
Minister of Education and Social Development Dean Kentish Rogers said the program will not only provide long-term health benefits to children, but will also provide economic and social benefits as well.
The World Health Organization estimates that every $1 spent in early childhood health care yields $7 in societal benefits, including healthcare savings and economic benefits.
Premier Webster himself, a medical doctor, said the program will have a major impact on the entire family.
And it doesn't benefit only the children under 6 or those 70 and older. It benefits the families of those, the parents of those, because as someone said, you know, what you don't have to pay in healthcare, that is money in your pocket.
At an election campaign launched a few days earlier, candidates touted the government's overall social programs, with Quincy Gums Marie taking the opposition to task for their general criticisms. She said many of these programs were hand-ups.
We have been put in this position to do God's work and to do it in the name of His people.
For Primetime Caribbean, I am Tahira Burke.
The Anguilla government, in a landmark decision, has passed an act that will regularize the status of great-grandchildren of Anguillans. At a ceremony in the Valley Monday, a preacher who serves the Spanish community there hailed the development, declaring in his words, "Before we were seen as foreigners, but today we have been welcomed as children of the land." We have more in this report.
I am pleased to announce that the Executive Council has approved a new policy granting great-grandchildren of Anguillians exemption from the work permit requirement. This landmark policy, spearheaded by the Ministry of Home Affairs, is aimed at strengthening family ties within the island, but also fostering a connection with the Anguillan diaspora by recognizing descendants of Anguillians worldwide.
Tonight, hundreds of people in Anguilla, mainly Spanish-speaking residents, finally feel like they belong.
Who fought with previous administrations to make this happen.
Pero ustedes prestaron sus oídos.
But you gave us your ear.
E hicieron esta realidad.
And made this happen.
Gracias, gracias, gracias.
Thank you
por ello.
For this.
It was an emotional ceremony for scores of them who attended Monday's event. They looked on as Minister of Home Affairs officially signed a document that is effectively their new passport to greater opportunities and a better life.
In the name of each and every one of them, and in my name, I thank you and everyone who made this possible. Thank you.
In Anguilla, there are hundreds of descendants of nationals, many of them from the Dominican Republic, which was a popular destination for workers from Anguilla in the 1950s and 60s.
That it is a recognition of our historic nomadic perseverance as Anguillians, who bravely venture to other countries to work and provide for their families, some of whom settled abroad.
Premier Dr. Ellis Webster welcomed this group of residents whom he notes can live their lives with more dignity and greater hope.
We consider you to be brothers and sisters.
Nosotros los consideramos hermanos y hermanas.
Before today, the great-grandchildren of Anguillans born abroad could have only relocated and worked there with a work permit. Now, there is no more such barrier. One man asked if he could now bring to Anguilla his wife and his child, and the answer was yes.
We work to bring my wife and children.
Minister Hayden Hughes said the result of the new executive action comes from a government that listens to people and acts.
And this is a result
Y
of
esto es un
those
resultado
discussions.
de esas conversaciones.
So as much as possible, remember,
Así que
we
recuerden,
rely on you to guide
nosotros
us,
contamos con ustedes
to advise us,
de guiarnos, de avisarnos,
and we listen.
y les escuchamos.
And today just shows that we do listen.
Y hoy es una demostración de que nosotros escuchamos.
And beyond listening, we make it happen.
At the end of the ceremony, there were more widespread expressions of gratitude as some of the direct beneficiaries interacted with members of the Anguilla Progressive Movement government. I am Tahira Burke at the news desk for the Carib Update News Service.
Anguilla. Once again, the opposition zealots have proven exactly who they are: dishonest, power-hungry, and willing to say anything to sneak their way into political office. Their latest lie, that this government is planning to introduce new taxes. Let me be clear, this is absolutely false. There is no intention, no plan, and no need to introduce new taxes in Anguilla. The facts speak for themselves. 1. The government's fiscal plan does not include new taxes. The medium-term economic and fiscal plan is the official roadmap for how the government of Anguilla manages its revenue. If we were introducing new taxes, they would be listed there, but they are not. When the Goods and Services Tax, GST, was introduced, it was documented as early as 2017 at 17%. Nothing like that exists today because there are no plans for new taxes. The opposition knows this, yet they choose to lie. Number 2, this administration has removed burdensome taxes, not added them. Unlike the opposition, who cripple families with reckless decisions, this government has lifted burdens. Under my leadership, we removed property tax from domestic properties because it was unfair and unworkable. Now they want to scare you with the talk of a land tax, which is nothing more than a repackaged version of the property tax we already eliminated. And 3, government reserves are strong. We don't need more taxes. The greatest proof that their claims are false. This government has built nearly a year's worth of reserves. And that means we are financially stable and do not need to dig into the pockets of the people to keep this country running. The opposition, on the other hand, left us with nothing, no reserves, no options, just problems. How can I give this assurance given my previous position on GST? In 2019 and 2020, I spoke as a leader hopeful about easing the financial burden on my people. But at that time, I was not yet aware of the full extent of the reckless mismanagement of this country's finances by the previous administration. Today, I speak not as a hopeful candidate, but as the leader of government business, as the Minister of Finance, and as someone with full authority over the nation's fiscal affairs. And with that authority, I can confidently declare there are no new taxes. So why are they lying? Because they have nothing to offer. No vision, no solutions, just desperation. They want power at any cost, even if it means misleading the people they claim to serve. Anguillians, don't be fooled. The Anguilla Progressive Movement stands on facts, integrity, and real leadership. We don't play politics with your future. We build it. So let's keep moving forward. Reject the lies. Reject the fear-mongering. Reject the opposition. Thank you.
Could we have a moment of prayer, please? Let's reverend God as we ask his blessings upon tonight's proceedings. Gracious Heavenly Father, we thank you for Journey Mercies and enabling us to come here another evening to celebrate and to support our APM team. We ask your blessings upon them. We pray for all the speakers tonight that you will give them clarity. You be with them in a very special way, and we pray that the message would continue to resonate in the hearts and lives of the people of Anguilla. We pray for those who are coming on their way, you bring them home here safely, and we pray, God, that you will just have your divine way with everything this evening. We ask these mercies in thy name and for thy sake. Amen. Now we're going to remain quiet for the national anthem. We have two lovely ladies from this constituency, Tequila and Shakila. Come on, the national anthem.
Good night, everyone.
Anguilla, nurture and keep her, noble and beauteous she stands midst the sea. O land of the happy, a heaven will make thee. All lives and love we give unto thee. With heart and soul we'll build a nation proud, strong and free. We love her, hold her dear to our hearts for eternity. Let truth and right our banner be. We'll march ever on. Mighty will make her, long may she prosper. God grant our leaders wisdom and grace. May glory and honor ever attend her. Firm shall she stand throughout every age. With heart and soul we'll build a nation proud, strong and free. We love her, hold her dear to our hearts for eternity. Let truth and right our banner be. We'll march ever on. Let truth and right our banner be. We'll march ever on.
North Hill, good night. Good night, Anguilla. Welcome on board the boat. District number 5, tonight is your night. It's all about you, the people of North Hill. Let me tell you something, North Hill people, Sandy Ground, we're going to blow them away tonight. If you love Anguilla, whatever you put in Anguilla, you will get out. If you don't put anything in Anguilla, you will not get anything out of Anguilla. Anguilla is your country. For too long, we have suffered in this country. But change has come. Progress has come. We can see the difference. We can feel it. We can even smell it. But the people on the other side say, nothing is doing. The people are starving. They're hungry. My God, just to get from East Tennessee fellas here, there's so much traffic on the road. That tells me something. Anguilla's on the move. And tonight, We don't want any flip-floppers on our boat. Neither do we want any people who cannot see. There's a lot of people who are blind, or they're playing blind because they don't want to see what's happening in Anguilla. But we thank God for the progress in Anguilla. We thank God for the APM movement. Change has come. 1 to 7, all 11. People of North Anguilla, our first batsman tonight is no stranger to us. You've seen her around, one of our at-large candidates. I want you to make some noise for our powerhouse, Geneva Hodge. Make some noise for her. Come on, Geneva. Blessings on blessings. And I wish you blessings. Finish where you start. So don't worry at all. I got you, my friend. Don't worry at all. Anytime you need me, just call me.
District 5, good night. I'm not hearing you. Anguilla, good night. Let me hear those both hands. Good night. Anguilla, the other night in West End, I told you that as a resident of District 7, I am looking forward to true and proper representation, the kind of representation you have right here in District number 5. Because Merrick Richardson has proven that you can be a community man and represent his people in the House of Assembly, in the government, and without reservation outside of Anguilla. So, when they ask, tell them I, Geneva Hodge, say, the people of District 7 deserves a representative who can do both. This election is simple. It is about historical records and the future of this country. And the coach has assisted this team in setting records. This APM team has a proven track record of getting things done. It is time we cut out the noise and cut straight to the chase. Ask yourselves, are we better off today than we were in February of 2020 before COVID? Because before COVID even hit our shores, we had no reserves in the treasury, no free health care for our seniors, no free health care for children under the age of 6, and the Valley Main Road. We had a Valley Main Road that every time you drove on it, the shocks in our car scream, oh gosh, man. We had a makeshift ferry terminal after the former minister said the 10th. We heard JetBlue was coming, but she ain't land yet. We had schools with cafeterias but no free lunches. We had a monstrosity of concrete that was sitting empty and incomplete while our children suffered under a split shift system, the effects of which will take years to reverse. In 2020, civil servants were still hopping along on salaries that were cut back in 2009, with back pay still outstanding. Agriculture and fisheries were on the back burner with no true investment or attention. By June of 2020, Anguilla was on the brink of being declared a failed state. That is the opposition's record. That is their legacy. And facts are facts that cannot be denied. In 2000, those are the facts. In 2000, the Anguilla United Front was elected to office and met a budgetary surplus. There was money in the treasury. In 2006, 7, and 8, in the glory years, in the years of boom and prosperity, the Anguilla United Front was in office. But by the time they left in 2010, the money was gone, the treasury was empty, and Anguilla, what did we have to show for it? Nothing. Nada. Zilch. In 2015, they said the stabilization levy was killing us and they would remove it. They got back into office and the levy stayed, but by 2020, the surplus was gone and that they met and it was gone again. This is no coincidence. This is what they do. Because fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. But if you think you gonna fool me twice, man, get from here. Now let me tell you about this APM government's record. The mess they met in 2020, today, in February 2025, there is money in the treasury. Almost a year's worth of reserves. Civil servants' pay was restored, back pay paid, ex gratia payments made, and before the end of this year, they will see for the first time in almost 20 years an increase in their salary. Today, Anguilla and Anguillians can boast of a ferry terminal that is the envy of the Caribbean. We are building a new airport terminal and extending the runway to accommodate more mainland flights. That's right. It is this APM government that brought mainland flights to Anguilla. Now, I don't understand. But they always ask why we talk so much about Senior Shield. Here is why. Because today, so many Anguillians are telling me how thankful they are for it. Parents are telling me how thankful they are for Junior Shield, the school lunch program, and most importantly, the end of the shift system. This government found zero reserves and a mountain of debt, but they invested additional monies to make the school operational and are investing even more to complete it. In 2025, our fisher folk, our farmers, and all Anguillians can say
they are better off because of the investments and hard work of Minister Quincy Gums Marie. Because food security, because she knows that food security is an issue that affects us all. Our young people can say we are better off today because for the first time in years, we are offering millions of dollars in scholarships in diverse fields. Our homeowners can say we are better off today because we can build without a fear of a huge property tax bill. Our workers can say we are better off today because Minister Kenneth Hodge worked tirelessly to ensure the introduction of a minimum wage. Our hotel and tourism workers can say we are better off today because we have seen a sustained record number of tourist arrivals over the past year. Anguilla, even our cars can say they are better off because Minister Hayden Hughes did what they said he could not do. He fixed the Valley Main Road. And District 5, your representative, Merrick Richardson, has made sure that they have begun the work to fix the North Hill Road. So, when they ask, where is Merrick? Tell them where Merrick is. Tell them he is out along with Minister Deanne Kentish-Rogers, ensuring that the Department of Sports budget was increased by 100%. Tell them he is ensuring that scholarships are available for athletes. Tell them that he is working to ensure the completion of the Blum Point Sports Facility. But most importantly, Anguilla, I want you to tell them I say that we don't just see him in the community. Tell them he has shown that even as Paul said, it is possible to be active in the community and still give true and proper representation to his people. Now listen carefully. Listen carefully. The reason he can do so is because he has a voice on a team where he is valued, respected, and heard. This is the record of this APM administration, a record of the ability to get the job done, despite the odds, because this team is led by our most capable captain, one who is tested and tried, one who has ensured that Anguillians can today say, I am better off than I was before. He is none other than our leader, Premier Dr. Ellis Lorenzo Webster. And so, Anguillians, on election day, the choice is crystal clear. It is the Anguilla Progressive Movement. It is the Do Things crew. We are building the Anguilla our forebears dreamed of and one that future generations deserve. Anguilla, we have come too far to go back now because we know our history. We know how this story goes if we do not say yes to progress. So, Anguilla, Anguillians, I don't care if you're at home or abroad and you're coming home to vote. I want you to say yes to progress. Say yes to Dr. Ellis Webster in District 1. Say yes to Lennox Vanterpool in District 2. Say yes to Courtney Morton in District 3. Say yes to Deanne Kentish Rogers in District 4. Say yes to Hayden Hughes in District 6. Say yes to Jamie Hodge in District 7. Say yes to our at-large candidates, Quincy Gomes-Marie, Kenneth Hodge, Atlin Vanterpool, and myself, Gleneva Hodge. And Anguilla District 5. Say yes. Say yes to the man, Merrick Richardson, right here in District number 5. Because on election day, how we voted? 5 votes. 5 votes. District 5, how we voting? 5 votes. 5 votes. Anguilla, how we voting? 5 votes. 5 votes. Because 1 to 7, all 11, we bringing them home. Good night, Anguilla. Bless you. And I wish you
North Hill, when you're blowing the horns tonight, make sure you blow them so the people, the handful of people that's down in Sandagon can be blown in the sea. They only have a handful of people on there. So make some noise, Anguilla! Make some noise, North Hill! You know, we can make some noise because we know why we are making noise, because our team has a record, so we can blow our horns. Let me tell you something, North Hill. Someone said to me today, what has Merritt did for North Hill? My God, we had a chief minister for 10 years in District 2. We have a representative presently now there. She's been a minister of government for 5 years. And she's been in opposition for 5 years. Not a thing happened in District number 2. Why do we like to point fingers when 4 is pointing back at us? We need to stop it. Come on. There's a lot of chatter around. Even God has found favor in the APM. Look at Anguilla today. It's so green. It's beautiful. All because of the progress in Anguilla. Come on, North Hill. Anguilla, make some noise. Blow them all away. Our next speaker is no stranger to us. He has been working the magic and he's getting things done. All the others try to do it, but they fail. The great-grandchildren in Anguilla, that belongs to Anguillan parents. Because all they were interested in is ensuring that these people come here and vote for them. But they don't love you. But our minister, our giant of a minister, the Honorable Kenneth Hodge, has made the difference in our great-grandchildren's lives. Make some noise for Honorable Kenneth Hodge.
When you're voting, vote for stamina, a song leader, and remember to put Anguilla first. That can only call for a brighter tomorrow. He's giving his all, so put Anguilla first. Fairness for all. With Kennedy, we'll together, we'll stand tall. In the heart of our islands, where dreams can ignite, Kenneth Hodge is rising and ready to fight. Committed to invest, uplift and inspire, empowering the people, fueling their fire.
put Anguilla first.
Fellow Anguillians, in particular the residents of District 5 and all of you who are here tonight and listening by social media, good night. It is good to be back in North Hill again as our caravan to victory in 2025 continues. It is good to be here. It is good to be here tonight in support of our incumbent candidate, coach, deputy speaker, parliamentary secretary, sportsman, father, uncle, mentor, you name it. He's all of that. None other than Merrick Richardson. Make some noise. People of North Hill, the bell has been rung, and the opportunity is here once again for you to make the decision about who will run this country. It is time for you to compare and contrast the record of the past government that ruled this country for well over 15 years and to contrast with this APM government who has been in office for just about 4.5 years. So I say to you tonight, my people, records matter. A person's track record matters because it demonstrates their competence, reliability, and success. It reflects their past performance and ability to consistently deliver satisfactory results. So my people tonight, I want you to tell the other side to declare their track record. Not how many years they sat in office, but what did they actually do for all of those years they were there. How did they demonstrate their competence? How did they demonstrate their reliability and success in running this country? I want you to tell them that you have a team, the APM, with a strong track record. Tell them the APM team has demonstrated their competence, their reliability, and their success, so even the blind can see. But I say to you tonight, my fellow Anguillians, we are at the crossroads. This election is a serious one. This election is a defining moment for our country. It will determine whether we move forward or backward. My people, the power is in your hands to make that decision. My people, if you have trouble voting, just look at America. Actions have consequences. So whenever I hear the other side saying they're putting people first, is it not the same government I told you some time ago that was all about you? I want to ask you, what happened then? Were they not putting you first all the time? That sounds like a whole lot of froth. Tell them we want straight Mobby. This is pure Mobby. Is it only now they have decided to do so because they see us, the APM, doing it? Don't be fooled, my people. These people really like to fool us. They love to play games with your mind. But I tell you, this election is going to be about vision and progress. This country needs a team with vision and progress. And I say to you tonight, the APM is that team. My people, the APM has a vision for Anguilla. The Anguilla Progressive Movement understands that enhancing the foundation of a great society means investing more in its people and empowering them to take ownership of their own destiny. This APM is investing $3.8 million in scholarships this year. As you have heard, one of the candidates on the other side has no vision. I say to you tonight that Proverbs 29:18 states, where there is no vision, the people perish. So District 5, I want to ask you tonight, do you really want a team in this country with no vision? Do you want an incompetent team of people to run this country? Do you want a team that already wrecked the bank and coming back to wreck it again? Do you want a team that bankrupt this country to come back and bankrupt it again? Do you want a team that cuts civil servants' salaries and coming back to cut them again? So I ask you tonight, my people, did the past government really care about you? Did they really put you first? My people, you finally have a progressive government, one who has delivered and will continue to deliver and deliver and deliver. My people, the APM is determined to let our society be judged the same way all great societies are judged, by the way it takes care of its very young and its old elderly. My people, Senior Shield alleviates your worry and your pocket when your parents age 70 and over need medical care. District 5, Junior Shield alleviates your worry and your pocket when your children under 6 need medical attention. District 5, the removal of property tax alleviates your worry and your pocket. And as the Premier said, no land tax. My people, this is progress. So when you go to the polls, vote to keep your Senior Shield and vote to keep your Junior Shield. Say yes to progress. Say yes to the Anguilla Progressive Movement, the team for this time. The team with a vision, the team with a plan, the team that can deliver. District 5, it is time for action. It is time for progress. Do not let the other side mamagayu you or fool you. The time for that is done and over. My people, what this country needs now is fresh, vibrant, and effective leadership moving forward. My people, 3 of the persons on the other side were already elected to government for about 15 years. 15 years, and I ask you tonight, what have they done to show for it? Nothing. My people, these are the questions you really need to ask. What have they really done to build this country over all of these years? And I say to you tonight, the Anguilla Progressive Movement is coming to continue to rebuild and build and move this country forward. So I say to you tonight, District 5, you have a candidate that you can be very proud of. I am proud to call Coach Merrick a friend. A man that demonstrates sober leadership, measured decision-making, and a man who I have seen develop over these years in office. I am so proud of where Merrick Richardson has come in this short space of time he has been in government. So District 5, be proud of your candidate. So I say to you tonight, rally your people and go out and vote in large numbers. District 5, we are on the move. Roll with the boat. Stay on the boat. It will take you safely to harbor. I say to you tonight, our captain is not only skilled, he is a man with a vision for this land. Our leader, Ellis Lorenzo Webster, demonstrates a high level of professionalism, attention to detail, and a commitment to safety. And did I mention he's a doctor? So my people, on election day, make that choice that you all can be proud of. Say yes to progress. Vote Merrick Richardson. Vote the 4 at-large candidates. Quincy Gums Marie, Gleneva Hodge, Ackland Vanterpool, and yours truly, Kenneth Hodge. Vote 5 votes, 5 votes. From 1 to 7, vote all 11. Say yes to progress. Vote APM, the Anguilla Progressive Movement. My people, I thank you for listening.
The wheels stand tall. So say you come out and vote. Exercise your right. Let us all unite. You're not alone. Come out and vote. Exercise your right. Help can win this fight. Land information system, a plan so profound, making sure our voices are heard all around. With Kenneth.
Anguilla, North Hill, are you ready? You know something? Every night I preach the same sermon. If you're far apart, you can be divided. But when you come together, like 7 sticks, they can't break you, not bend you. So you better start coming up by the boat to get on the boat. And let's make a difference. Make some noise. Drunk the folks, the handful of people in sandy ground. Thank you, Honorable Ken, for your Marby that we drink. Someone said to me that's hitting the airwaves on Facebook. People love it. Ken is selling some fresh local drinks, Marby, no fraud, passion fruit. You can get it by Ken. My brother Carl, his Jeep is somewhere over there. He's selling flags, mirror flags, window flags, hood flags, I think it is. Anything for your car that make you look like a real Anguillian, they have it, he and his wife Lynn. So if you're interested, give him a sale. Have a conversation with him. You know, North Hill, I ain't see you move yet. I want you to make some noise for our next speaker, our next at-large candidate. We went to school together. I'm a little older than him, I know that. But I'm like a spring chicken because I know where Anguilla came from. My mother fought for this country. And we have to fight and fight and fight to ensure that our great-great-great-grandchildren have a better life in this country we call home. So I want you to make some noise for Mr. Otland Vanderpool. Make some noise. He's trusting in Jehovah. What an awesome prayer.
I trust, say it. I trust. Show me how to do it, y'all. In you. I believe, say it, say it. I believe you. I trust. Come on. In you. Oh Lord, Jehovah, you. Where y'all at? Come on, come on. I trust in you. I believe, say it. I believe. You want the God of miracles. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Good evening, North Hill. Good evening, District 5. Anguilla in general. Let me take this opportunity to say good evening to my friends and colleagues and other well-wishers on Anguilla and the neighboring islands. I know I have some friends in St. Martin who are listening. I want to say good night to you and welcome. Again, let me say good evening to you. It is good to be here tonight with family and friends. And it's also good to be here tonight with your representative, the Honorable Merrick Richardson. I know that North Hill is proud of Mr. Richardson. He has been doing a good job. He has grown quite a bit. And I am sure that within the next 5 years, if you send him back to the House of Assembly, he will continue to make you proud. But fellow Anguillians and my friends in North Hill family, I know that for some of you it is strange to see me on this platform. Some of you have said that, and I know that some of you are wondering, what am I doing on this platform? But tonight, I am here as a proud member of the Anguilla Progressive Movement. And I feel very comfortable as part of this team. I'm sure by now, if you have been following social media and some of the other platforms, you would have been hearing the opposition saying that Athlete was rejected by the AUF. I'm sure you heard that. Fellow Anguillians, that statement is true. That statement is true. But let me tell you, to all those who are boasting about that, tell them I say, read Psalms 118 verse 22. Read Psalms 118 verse 22. And if they are not sure with what that says, let me quote for you. Psalms 118 verse 22 says,
The stone that the builder reject has become the cornerstone. And I am here with you tonight as that cornerstone. And fellow Anguillians, friends, because I was tossed overboard, I had a lot of time to observe and to think. A lot of time to observe and to think. I had time for objective thinking and observation, very objective. I was no longer seen through the eyes of a party lens. I did not have on any more rose-colored glasses. And like that old song says, I could see clearly now. So you might want to ask me, what did you see? I'm sure you'd want to know, what did I see? Friends, I saw a party that listened and respond to the needs of its people here in Anguilla. Listen and respond to our people. Our people suffering from the stress and embarrassment of not being able to pay their hospital bills. That's what I saw. And among those persons were elders, very old people, those 70 and over, and people who sometimes skipped doctor appointments because they could not pay for the visits. A people that was suffering in silence. Suffering. Because you all know, Anguillians are a proud people and wanted no one to get into their business. So they suffer in silence. But fellow Anguillians, no one should die because they cannot pay a hospital bill. They should not die. And what happened? This APM administration came to their rescue and offered free medical cards and free medical care to all those seniors 70 years and older. Fellow Anguillians, they did not only offer free medical care, but offering free medical care restored their dignity because they did not have to be embarrassed not to borrow at that time. And that's the thing called Senior Shield. What else did I see? What else did I see while I was over there sitting and observing? I saw an administration that recognized that our people, especially those on dialysis, could no longer afford those expensive treatment. You know, in Weston I told you that the yearly fees for the treatment of dialysis was over $144,000. But I was corrected by the doctor, the captain of this ship, Dr. Ellis Lorenzo Webster. And in his correction, he said that for 1 year, a patient having to visit for 1 year is over $180,000. And what did this administration do? This administration made it free. They wipe away those fees. That is free. No more payments. No more payments. Fellow Anguillians, that is what we call progress. Now you know what you can do with $180,000 per year. You can do a lot. But the question is, if you don't have it, then you couldn't pay it.
This government is looking out for the people of Anguilla. What else did I see? I saw that this administration recognized that parents were struggling with their children. They were struggling with their children. They could not afford to pay for medication and doctor visits and still take care of the family. So what did this government do? They brought in something called Junior Shield and made medical attention for everyone sick under 6 years free. Now today, for our seniors, our juniors, and those on medical dialysis, there is no more embarrassment. Just like everyone else who can afford to pay, our individuals, they can take out their medical card and flash their cards like everybody else because everything is free. They say if health was a thing that money could buy, the rich would live and the rest of us who are poor would die. But today, Anguillians can take their car to the hospital and get everything for free. What else did I see? I saw that within our schools, our parents, they do not have to worry about lunches for their children anymore. There's a free lunch program in our schools. That is money you can save. And fellow Anguillians, this is another thing that I saw. And I know some folks near and dear to me saw this as well. This government recognized that lots of Anguillians were not paying property tax. Not because they didn't want to pay, but because they couldn't afford to pay. Things were tight. What did they do? They abolished property tax on your residential homes so you can live comfortable. You don't have to worry anymore whether or not your house will be taken or someone else will come to deal with it. You know that you don't have to pay any property tax. Fellow Anguillians, that is progress. Now, seeing all of this and more, I said yes to progress. I had the time, I had the vision, and I could see. I say yes to progress. And I am hoping that District 5 tonight, you will continue to say yes to progress. Because in 2020, you responded positively to the slogan, change can't wait. You responded positively. You made a change. You made a change in Anguilla, and Anguilla made a lot of progress. So in 2025, we are asking you to say yes to progress. Say yes to the progress that you have seen throughout Anguilla. Say yes to progress to bring Merrick back the second time. You know, fellow Anguillians, a few nights ago and a few days on radio, I mentioned something to you. And I want to repeat it tonight. I want to repeat it. I said to individuals, be careful with all those initiatives that you are part of, whether it's Senior Shield, Junior Shield, property tax, etc. Because they are being saying all around Anguilla that these initiatives are unsustainable. Unsustainable. I had a call from an elderly gentleman. I don't know which party he represents or supports. But he said to me, Atlin, That point you made, you need to repeat that point. Be careful with what you have. Do not trade it in for just empty promises. But you know what is ironic? You know what is ironic? The opposition has been saying that this government has done nothing for Anguilla. Nothing. Still today, after we exposed the subtle messages that were coming through, still today, they are saying now that they will also keep the senior shield. Fellow Anguillians, if they are saying that these things are no good, then why would they turn back now and say that they will keep them? Be careful with those promises. District number 5. District number 5. I know that you're a smart people. I have a lot of relatives in this area. I am asking you to vote to keep what you have. Vote to keep your medical expenses being paid for you. Vote to make sure that your property tax will not be put back on to your homes. Vote for the progress of Anguilla. I know that this area of the island is famous for its boat racing and fishing. Now, I did not say that you have the fastest boats, but I know you have some real fast boats down here. But District 5, let me say to you, this APM government has made it possible that your fishermen in this part of the island can participate in meaningful development and enjoy some benefits. This government is making it possible for you to be able to get cheaper fishing supplies on Anguilla. This government has issued the fishermen of Anguilla with free fads. Those are fish aggregating devices. These were made possible by the government of Anguilla. Today, there are no custom duties or GST on imported bait. So when you import your bait, there'll be no custom duties or GST. They're also removing the custom duties and GST on outboard engines, so you can upgrade. Totally removed. It has been removed. And when you elect Merrick Richardson and the Anguilla Progressive Movement, we will continue to work hard, very hard, to make sure that you can have cheaper prices on fuel for all our fishermen here in Anguilla. We all know that fuel is one of those very expensive commodities, but we are working to make sure that that fuel will become cheaper, if not totally duty-free, at least cheaper. Ladies and gentlemen, District 5, food security is a serious issue for this government. And we are working with agriculture, and as I said, we will continue to work with fisheries and do everything we can to make sure that when the time comes, we are ready and we are able to have enough food, at least for the short time when things get difficult. So North Hill, Sandy Ground, and the South Hill Strip, I am asking you to say yes to progress. I am asking you to re-elect Merritt Richardson here in District 5. I am also asking you to elect our 4 at-large candidates in this district. Those 4 at-large candidates, Quincy Gums Marie, Gleneva Hodge, Ken Hodge, and Atlin Vanderpool. I am asking you one more time. Quincy Gums Marie, Gleneva Hodge, Ken Hodge, Atlin Vanderpool. Don't forget Merritt Richardson. 5 votes, 5 votes. 5 votes, 5 votes. From Eastern to Western, remember, from 1 to 7, we want all 11 seats so we can continue to work for you, the people of Anguilla. Say yes to progress and let us keep Anguilla rolling. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you, Anguilla.
Come on, North Hill, let's make the difference. You know, Reggie said to let the people of Anguilla know that they have a prince in Merritt Richardson. They consider him to be a prince. He's no ordinary person. Make some noise, Anguilla! Look, they have all these photos of all the candidates right up here. If you want to get a photo of one of them, just come on and boat this boat. What a beautiful scenery. This is our premier. This is our educator, Lennox Vanderpool. These people are making a difference in the hearts and lives of Anguilla citizens. 5 votes! 5 votes! 1 to 7. All 11. Don't forget to collect one of these. Get a picture. People of Anguilla, our next speaker have made the difference in education. She have made the difference. She have made it happen. I remember the leader of the opposition in the House of Assembly saying, "What's the talk? Stop the talk. Get the school built." But Cora, it takes money to build a school. You went and built a school just before the last election to make the people in Anguilla believe that you were doing something, and you knew you did not have the money to finish it. You knew that. Always trying to fool the people of Anguilla. It's not gonna work anymore. It's not gonna work. Risky costs money. All the chatter got to stop in Anguilla. We have to make a difference in our country, the country that we live in. So, Anguilla North Hill, I want you to make some noise for our queen, the lady that made it happen, the best education minister Anguilla had ever had. Make some noise for the Honorable Deanne Kentish Rogers.
Yo, it's your boy,
Make some noise. What a lady.
Hey. Something good gonna happen in this year, and we are grateful that we made it, yeah. Yesterday's gone, say blessings gonna find you, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Favor gonna find you, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Tell them say they are gonna stay in there. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I may say blessings gonna find you, yeah. Oh na 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 na. Round and round, this season she is facing. But this year, your support that she's embracing. D for Africa come her way. Tell them we are here to play. Winning APM here to stay. It's the blessings me say will find you, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I me say favor gonna find we here. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Tell them that they are gonna stay in there. I me say blessings gonna find me here. Oh na 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 na.
Good night, Anguilla. Big boats bring big horns. District 5, we are ready for you. To the beautiful district that shares a border with mine, you know more than any other district the story of sailing through storms to smoother waters. But District 5, this election, you are faced with an important choice. A choice that will reflect the values of Anguillians. The values we want in our leaders, both locally and internationally. District 5, on election night, you will not choose a man who says he has no vision. Over a man, a candidate, Mr. Merrick Richardson, who is a critical part of this team of strong, action-led, progressive leaders. No, we won't. District 5, you have in your hand a steadfast representative, a man who will show up for you with honesty and integrity. On the other hand, you have the old opposition back with a few cosmetic changes. Few cosmetic changes. I want you to listen to this, District 5. You have the same opposition that signed an MOU in secret and didn't tell you, the people of District 5, that they were going to anchor a marina in your backyard. Yes. That same opposition is back. And it is your District 5 representative who stood in the gap for you to make sure you had a voice to say, we do not want this. He stood in the gap, fighting the common legacy of the same old opposition. No consultation, no conversation, no collaboration.
But District 5, your giant of a representative, Mr. Merrick Richardson, said, and I quote,
Nana, no way, don't do that.
Exactly.
No,
Exactly.
Nana, no way, don't do that.
Precisely. Precisely. In the safe and stable hands of your leader, the Honorable Merrick Richardson, and the leadership of our Premier, your representative was in action. Not only was he stopping the development that you did not want, but he was bringing the development you asked for. So District 5, it is under your representative that the North Hill Main Road, which lay unattended for decades under the leadership of the old opposition, is getting fixed under your representative, Merrick Richardson. Yes, he is. So when District 5, you are asked about representation, please remember that the selection of quality candidates like Merrick Richardson come down to good, wise, caring leadership. It is under our APM Premier that you have performance and leadership. You have a magnet for bringing on board good candidates who within themselves are leaders in their communities and pillars in this society whose track records speak for themselves. That is our leader. See that? You see that? It's a sign. It's progress. You see that? Coming driving over us, that was progress. And you see what will be coming with the new Clayton J. Lloyd International Airport? That is progress. And you know who it's coming under? This administration. Thank you very much. But people of District 5, in contrast, you have the opposition. And their inability to select the best is a reflection of their poor track record. Somebody said this to me yesterday, and I had to put it here. The light of the beacon is so dim that no butterfly is drawn to it. That is the difference you are facing, District 5. And if you don't believe us, when we tell you someone said they don't have a vision, we are simply repeating the words they have already said to you. And that is why they had to disturb the retired to bring back leadership and experience in their party. Retired to bring back experience. They had to bring back the same old ideas that left us with an education system that we are fixing. One of my constituents said to me, decades ago, before I was a babe, that the general public could sit outside the public library and can see the school children play clearly,
could see them interact with no fences. I couldn't even believe them. I had never experienced it. A decade later, they erected 12-foot walls and barbed wires around the school. 12-foot walls. I want you to know, I was 9 years old when that happened. And still, nothing changed. And nothing was changed by the individuals older than me tasked with leading education. By the time I made it to second form, the whole school was shut down because of the level of violence at play. And one man famously said, "Send them to Dog Island." And still, nothing changed. But on a radio program, you can see the two previous ministers of education who together oversaw 10 years of education in this country, reveling in pointing fingers. But as Don said, when you point a finger, there are 4 pointing right back at you. You see, this crisis in education was an endemic, an epidemic at the time when it was overseen by these very two ministers of education. And as a result, we have a generation of young men who were neglected. They were my classmates and my colleagues. So, people of District 5 and people of Anguilla, with that track record, I have to ask you, are you going to give it back to them? People of Anguilla, they want to lay the last 30 years of neglect on my feet, and I am 32 years old. They want to lay the last 30 years of neglect on my feet, and I am 32 years old. As my colleague Merrick says, make it make sense. Instead of trying, as this administration is, to tackle these problems head on, you stuck your head in the sand and allowed the problem to boil. Okay. You can revel at pointing fingers at education when your administration for decades let pre-primary educators be paid less than minimum wage. Until we got into office. You revel at this when the same here policy that people told you is a remnant of a colonial past, you kept it that way until we got into office. You reveled at this and made fun of people for not paying their loans, when this administration had to introduce financial literacy for our young people. You revel at this when you left an unfinished school in the quarter, divorced from the same emergency services the teachers were concerned about from the beginning in 2017 that were raised with you before you decided to move it to the quarter as a vanity project. But don't worry, we will fix it. You see, people of Anguilla, this administration doesn't have a past or a habit of running away from the difficult problems of this country. And we will never run away from the problems of this country. Because we know that the same problems you leave unfinished, we need money to finish. So when you see this man who has stood beside me as we lobbied for a 100% increase in sports funding, when you see this man who stands in our House of Assembly as our deputy speaker, when you see this man who is the pinnacle of a father, of a coach, of a team player, who is critical to every single decision this administration has ever made. When you see the powerful women who stand beside him in the faces of Gleneva Hodge and Quincy Gomes-Marie, ready for the task of leading this country. And when you lay your eyes on the honorable and honest and trustworthy men of Otlin Vanterpool and Kenneth Hodge, District 5, your choice is very simple. Vote for the boat. When you look at your ballot and you think about the future of this country, don't just think about yourself. Think about the ones who come after you. And you will know that the only responsible place to put your X is next to the boat. On the 25th and 26th of February, you need to remember that when you go out to vote, you voting for the boat. Vote to protect your rights to Senior Shield. Vote to continue our airport development. Vote for the increased grants to small businesses. Vote so we can get to the point where Anguilla can export our produce. Vote to expand our school lunch program into our high school. Vote as we build our new cricket and track and field facility. Vote as we build our multi-purpose facility. Vote for an apprenticeship program for our young men. Vote for first-time homeowner concessions. You vote for more scholarships for our young people. Vote for investment in early childhood education. Vote for green spaces in every district in this country. Because unlike the opposition, when we say it, we mean it. District 5, you're voting for your grandchildren, for your children, for your grandmother, for the new businesses that start up, and for new opportunities for our young people. When you vote, you are voting for the APM. And when you vote in District 1, you're voting for the Premier, Dr. Ellis Lorenzo Webster. In District 2, you're voting for Lennox Vanterpool. In District 3, you're voting for Courtney Morton. In District 4, you're voting for me, Deanne Kentish Rogers.
progress. Good night.
We are grateful that we made it, yeah. Yesterday's gone and a new day has appeared. And we are grateful that we made it, yeah. I may say blessings gonna find you, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Favor gonna find you, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Tell them, say they're gonna stay in there. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I may say blessings gonna find you, yeah. Oh, na, 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 na.
Anguilla, that's the power of a woman, a true leader. On the other side, they are saying, what's the rush? What's the rush? You can't eat concrete. You know something, Anguilla? 50 years plus, my mother and Daisy Wong and James Ronald Webster, they fought for a better way of life, for water, roads, electricity, an airport. It took us 50 years plus. It's coming. This team has delivered. What nonsense you talking about? What's the rush? There are people in Anguilla who doesn't like development. They don't like to see their neighbors. They don't want to see Anguilla develop. You gotta send them home. Home. They're not looking out for your interests. Talking rubbish. But what's the rush? It's been too long. Ladies and gentlemen, the prince of this constituency said to let you know that their food and their drinks right over here by the church, he wants you to support them. So do that. And then Ken is over here, he's selling his natural drinks, so support him also. Tonight is a great night. And I don't know, all the giants are lining up tonight and they are giving you food for thought. So I want to introduce to you tonight our next at-large candidate, a giant of a lady that made so much a difference in the lives of people of Anguilla. A lady that did so much in so less time. Help me welcome the Honorable Quincy Gums Marie.
If there's a message I can send to the people of Anguilla, it would simply be,
make some noise, Anguilla!
Now is for the doing.
Minister Quincy Gums Marie is a formidable force.
This minister, Quincy, you're a force of nature.
APM family! Good night, my APM family! Good night to the great people of Anguilla, wherever you are under the sound of my voice, and a special good night to the people of District 5. My people, my fellow Anguillians, look around you. Feel this moment, the energy, the passion, the hope. This is what democracy looks like. This is what a nation standing tall looks like. And tonight, I have just one question for you. Who do you trust with your dreams? Because at the heart of every election, beneath the noise, beneath the speeches, beneath the distractions, this is what it all comes down to. Who do you trust with your children's future? Who do you trust to build an economy that lifts up the worker, the small business owner, and the young professional trying to get ahead? Who do you trust to protect what we built and not tear it down? My fellow Anguillians, trust is not something you can buy. It is not something you can fake. It is earned. And over these 5 years, I am confident that we earned your trust. So when you stand in the voting booth on February 26th and 25th, you have to ask a question. You are not just blindly shading in a circle. You are making a decision about who will hold the power to shape your future. So I ask you again, who do you trust with your aspirations? Do you trust those who made reckless decisions, ran this country into financial ruin, and now want you to forget that it happened? Or do you trust the leaders who made the hard choices, who stood firm, who guided this country through crisis into progress? Do you trust those who show up only when it is election time, making promises they will never keep? Or do you trust the ones who have been working for you day in and day out, building a future that you can actually see and feel? And when I stand before you tonight, I stand proud of what we have done, proud of how we have led, and proud that we did not betray your trust. We are a small island with big dreams, but big dreams alone are not enough. Dreams require leadership. Dreams require sacrifice. Dreams require people who don't just talk, but also deliver. Do you know what leadership looks like? It looks like weekly press conferences and accepting the hard questions, bringing people along with the developments every step of the way. That is the work of your government. It looks like having frequent sittings of parliament to ensure that there's accountability of the people's purse. That is the work of your government. It looks like standing in the gap for all contractors, ensuring that foreign companies have to set aside monies to protect our local contractors. That is the work of your government. It looks like stopping the sale of ANGUILLA, which was intended to help with cash flow problems that occurred due to bad decision after bad decision, after bad decision, after bad decision, after bad decision, after bad decision. It looks like ensuring that when price of gas was skyrocketing, when it was reaching record highs, working with the gas companies to implement price control measures, reducing gas from approximately $21 to around $15. That is the work of your government. That is leadership. That is what you deserve in government. And that is the kind of leadership this team has delivered. We have led Anguilla out of a mess and into progress. We inherited our country, our economy on the brink of collapse. A country running on E for empty. A nation that has lost its standing globally. But instead of making excuses, we went to work. When the opposition left your children on a shift system and began a high school in the quarter without a penny to finish it, Deanne Kentish Rogers got to work and said yes to progress. When the opposition left healthcare on its knees and stood guard while $6 to $7 million went missing annually, our premier, my premier, Ellis Lorenzo Webster, got to work and said yes to progress. When the opposition said that they would diversify totally away from tourism, Hayden Hughes welcomed more tourism development to give you, the people of Anguilla, opportunity. Say yes to progress. And District 5, this one is personal. When the opposition tried to sneak a marina into your backyard, Merrick Richardson went to work and not only said no to the marina in Sandy Ground, but put it somewhere better, saying yes to shore progress. When the opposition left the Sandy Ground jetty in the same state that they left our economy, it was Merrick Richardson who came to cabinet and on behalf of the people of District 5 said yes to progress. When the opposition called for a division in the House of Assembly, it was Merrick Richardson's vote that carried out the mandate for the exemptions of GST on certain goods and services.
Shortly entitled A Bill for Goods and Services Tax Amendment Act 2022. On that amendment, Madam Speaker, I vote yes.
Honorable Single Island-wide Member, Mr. Joseph Antipu.
Madam Speaker, I vote no.
Honorable Member for Valley South.
Madam Speaker, I vote yes.
Honorable Member for Valley North.
Madam Speaker, I vote no.
Honorable Single Island-wide Member, Mr. Kyle Hodge.
Madam Speaker, no.
Honorable Member for Sandy Hill.
No.
Honorable Member for Road North.
Madam Speaker, I vote yes.
Let me break it down to you exactly what was happening right behind me. When we were deciding to remove GST on vacant land, the opposition said no, and Merrick Richardson said yes. When we were deciding to remove GST on bikes and bike parts, the opposition said no, but Merrick Richardson said yes. When we were deciding on removing GST from water, the opposition said no, but Merrick Richardson said yes. When we were deciding on removing GST from goods brought in by Anguillians returning home, the opposition said no, but Merrick Richardson said yes. When we were deciding on removing GST on leases for agricultural lands, the opposition said no, but Merrick Richardson said yes. When we were deciding on removing taxes from nursing homes, the opposition said no, but Merrick Richardson said yes. When we were deciding on removing taxes from nursery care, from after-school programs, from summer school programs, the opposition said no, but Merrick Richardson. When we were deciding on reducing taxes on your ANGLEC bills, the opposition said no, but Merrick Richardson said yes. He said yes to progress. Yes to progress. And today, people are working. Businesses are growing. Our industries are diversifying. And on the international level, Anguilla has received the highest credit rating it has in recent history. Say yes to progress. That is leadership. That is responsible governance. That is a team you can trust. My people, there are those who will come to you in these final days desperate for your vote, desperate for power, and willing to say anything to get in. They will rewrite history. They will twist words. They will pretend they had no hand in the struggles you face. But do not let them fool you. And I know that you are not being fooled. Because just this afternoon, a young man gave me a call. And we got into conversation about the airport primarily. But there's some things that he said that I need to tell you tonight. He said, Quincy, the front want to take us back. They said no to the Lansing Bowl Cultural Center, no to the airport, no to Senior Shield, no to the Valley Main Road right down to the very medians, no to electricity credits, no to Senior Shield vouchers, no to reopening during COVID, no to contingency methods to complete the Lansing Bowl, no to Aurora, no to a company buying Zemi Beach, no to the Blowing Point Ferry Terminal, and they want us to say yes to them? He said the only yes I'm saying is yes to progress. He hung up the phone. He hung up the phone and then called me right back. He doubled back and in more frustration. He said, don't get me started on the lies that they told in the house. They believe that we should not pay or earn what we want. They believe that as a country, we should be operating on handouts. He said, the other side reminds me of that friend who never have money, but you take them out anyway. And while you ordering from the cheap side of the menu, they over there ordering steak and lobster. He said, the AUF is that kind of friend, that lend me $100, now I'm gonna pay you back next month kind of friend. He said, and you know because you've been there and done that long enough to know that you will never see them or the money again until they want a next 100. Then he ended by quoting one of my favorite songs at the moment by Shelley and the Signal Band. Silly rabbits, tricks are for kids. How you always want, but you have nothing to give. We have delivered, they have not. We have built, they have torn down. We protected your future, and they risk it all for political gain. And now they are asking for your trust? Trust is not a campaign slogan. It is not a gimmick. Trust is something that must be earned through action. Elections are not about politicians. They are about you, what you want for your future. They are about the mother wondering if her child will have a future here. They are about the young man deciding if his dreams can take roots in this soil or if he have to go to more fertile grounds away. They are about the elderly who built this nation and deserve to retire in dignity here. This election is about who you want to carry on the dreams of this nation. So I ask you, do you trust the team that stabilized this country, created jobs, improved education, and made real progress? We cannot afford to go back. We cannot afford to throw away our progress. I know the answer. I feel it in this crowd. I hear it in your voices. I see it in your eyes. I hear it from the horns that you will say yes. And when you walk into the voting booth on February 25th and 26th, when you take that ballot in your hand, or when you approach the system, remember this moment. Remember this choice. Don't be swayed by false promises. Don't be fooled by lies. Vote for the team that has proven itself to you. Vote for the team that delivered. Vote for the future of Anguilla. We know that we are stronger than we were 5 years ago. But think about how great we will look 5 years into the future under this administration. So on election day, on February 25th and 26th, come out early, come out strong, come out with your team, come out with your families, and say yes to progress. Yes to progress. 5 votes. 5 votes. From 1 to 7. From 1 to 7. District 5, you have one thing to do. District 5, you have one thing to do. Vote for Merrick Richardson. And vote for his team island-wide. Say yes to Kenneth Hodge. Say yes to Gleneva Hodge. Say yes to Austin Vanterpool. Say yes to me, Quincy Gomes Marie. Don't split the vote. Don't split the vote. Don't split the vote. I can't hear you. Don't split the vote. Don't split the vote. Don't split the vote. 5 votes. 5 votes. 5 votes. The future is ours, Anguilla. It is right in our hands. And tonight we have the chance to say yes. Yes to progress. 1 to 7. 1 to 7. Thank you and good night.
Come on, Anguilla, make some noise. North Hill, Anguilla. Reggie asked me to let you know after tonight you address the constituents leader here as the Honorable Prince Merritt Richardson. That's the way he view him. He's a prince. Now, I have some good news, Anguilla. We're gonna have a divide, a separation. We're gonna separate the sheep from the goats. On Monday, District 2, 1, 2, 10th Feb, Teachers Resource Center. That's debates. They're coming up. We're gonna see who's the giants. We're gonna separate the weebles from the corn. District 3 and 4, Tuesday, 11th Feb, Albina Lake Hodge Cafeteria. 5 and 7, Wednesday, 12th Feb, Teachers Resource Center. District 6, Friday, 14th Feb, Adrian T. Primary School. I don't know who's going to debate Hayden. I don't know what's going to happen down there. At-large debates on the 17th of Feb, Teachers Resource Center. At-large debate, the 18th of Feb, the Morris Vanderpool School. That's our home. So, people of Anguilla, you have something to look forward to. Support your candidates. Let's see who are the giants. Let's see who means well for this country. Let's see who are the flip-floppers. Let's see who eyes to hear, to see. This is a defiant moment. We have to grasp it and make a difference in this country as our team gets ready to debate. Now, ladies and gentlemen, North Hill, Anguilla, I want you to make some noise for your next speaker. He is a giant of a man, the Honorable Hayden Hughes. Make some noise, Anguilla. Come on.
Anguilla Summer Festival. It's a jubilee. Family! Hey! Tell them! Come on! Hey! Holla! Hey! Up down! I in the same festival. I in the same bacchanal.
Yes, Louis. We're in the place to be. Power. Licks. Road South, we're coming down to Blowing Point on the 8th. Get yourself ready. Gaff. Reinforce the stage when you get to Blowing Point. Good night. the people of Road North, good evening, Anguilla. We can hear ourselves down in sandy ground. And to the people listening on the various platforms, good evening. Before I get into my little contribution tonight, I want to tell you that you need to vote and encourage all to do so. There are people who will be flying to Anguilla from the United Kingdom and the United States and elsewhere to vote. So you have no excuse not to vote. So go out on election day. Please exercise your franchise and be wise, as the prize for Anguilla is to continue to rise into the skies as we visualize and actualize our future plans for this paradise. No excuses. Are you ready for continued development? Are you ready for expanded junior and senior shield? Are you ready for a proper deep water harbor? Upgrades to our road network to include sidewalks across this country. Are you ready for new water infrastructure that will ensure affordable, clean drinking water supply? Are you ready for a brand new Clayton J. Lloyd International Airport Terminal and an expanded runway to facilitate direct flights from London, New York, Canada, Latin America, and further afield?
Ready.
Are you ready?
Ready.
For the redevelopment of the North Hill Road,
Ready.
Phillips Drive, and the road down to the point? Are you ready?
Ready.
To witness the eradication of all dirt roads in Anguilla?
Ready.
Just ask Kaka. No more dirt roads, Anguilla. No more dirt roads. Are you ready?
Ready.
For scholarships and training that will ensure that our people are equipped to deliver on the services that will be required for this new Anguilla?
Ready.
Are you ready to be entrepreneurs and creatives that will be the next business giants in Anguilla?
Ready.
If you are, then in 24 days, with your vote, we can say yes to progress. This is no ordinary election, ladies and gentlemen. This is the time for caring people in office, and with the honorable, undisputed heavyweight champion of Anguilla Progressive Movement, Dr. Ellis Lorenzo Webster at the helm. North Hill, with your very own Merrick Richardson back in office, this country will continue its upward trajectory where we will place no limits on my soldiers. This team that Premier Webster has led has made the sacrifices. This team that he leads have braved stormy waters. This team that he leads have been to the lion's den several times, and God has seen us through. And with your vote, District 5, you will see the Honorable Merrick Richardson through. A man who really cares about people. A man who is not here to fleece off the people. A man who will not just live off his wife or rip off his partners and leave them out to dry. A man who will not take, but one who will continue to give of himself. Thinking about taking. I heard they're having a meeting tonight. I heard that there's a man who is back just 2 years after retirement because the opposition salary of $9,000 wasn't enough. But his pension ended up being $12,540. This man, who less than 2 years ago, after receiving a gratuity of $376,000 as a retired legislator, plus an elevated pension, would have you believe that he is a savior. Be ye not fooled, ladies and gentlemen, by the man who returned from Kansas City to run with them, because just as Miguel realized to run with them was a bad decision, so have the people of Anguilla. Rumor has it, Rona, they asked Uncle Ken and Bunton to run, and they declined. So they had no other option. And you know what's interesting? They would have you believe that this front is a new party. Never mind the name they say. We are new. So they claim. Look at us, they ask. The same old boys behind the scenes. The same old shot callers. And to make matters worse, some of them are the same old candidates. But I am here tonight, Road North, to remind you, to remind the people of District 5 in Anguilla that Luke chapter 5 verse 37 says, "And no man putteth new wine into old bottles, and they be spilled, and the bottles shall perish." So I say to you tonight, Anguilla, let us not perish under the weight of the front. Let us continue to sail on. Let us continue to sail on and say yes to progress. Yes to Merrick Richardson. Yes to progress. Yes to Merrick Richardson. Ladies and gentlemen of Anguilla, we need you to ask them, where's the missing $6 million from the Anguilla Health Authority? We need you to ask the man from Kansas City, where the money gone? Ask him that question. And don't forget to ask the chairman of the party, who was ironically the chairman of the Anguilla Health Authority. Where is the $6 million? As the former Minister of Finance said, it's not money missing, is money unaccounted for. And as Merrick Richardson would say, make it make sense. Just make it make sense. Ladies and gentlemen, this supposedly new AUF that I described above is the same AUF that Kyle Hodge joined, knowing that they used the Anguilla Tourist Board to import electioneering material in the 2020 election. The same party that Kyle Hodge is now championing as a saved institution, having been baptized in holy water and forgiven for their transgressions, is the same party that tried to set up a SPV that would control the Air and Seaports Authority and other national assets, including the NCBA. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, as my good friend Super Captain would say, yes, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, to this day, I cannot understand how Kyle, knowing that this would have caused a TCI-type constitutional suspension and removal of the local government, could join up with them. How? Why? Former President Barack Obama said, and I quote, "In life and in politics, ignorance is not about you." End of quote. But in this instance, he cannot claim ignorance because we were all furnished with the same information collectively. So why, Kyle? Why? Today says a new front must be a cold front. Fillmore, they say this is a new front because they traded some players. They say they rejected Atlin. Everybody who is rejected, come to us. There's a home for you. We embrace everybody. Everybody. I want to tell them, Cloutier, you can change the players, but you can't change the game. There is so much at stake, ladies and gentlemen. And we here in Anguilla are at a serious crossroad. And across this country, so many people are worried that the Anguilla United Front will import massive numbers of people to vote against your interests. But I say to you tonight, fear not. Fear not. Because the only thing to fear is fear itself. So sail on. Come out in your numbers. Everybody bring somebody. Sail on. Tell them we will keep our senior shield by voting for 5 votes. We will continue our electricity credits by voting 5 votes. Show them we will continue our junior and senior shield by voting 5 votes. We will keep price control on fuel by voting 5 votes. We will keep property tax away by voting 5 votes. You, the civil service, you all should all vote for us. You will continue to get your ex gratia on Christmas by voting 5 votes. We will continue to invest in scholarships and training by voting 5 votes. We will continue to eradicate dirt roads, Merrick, by voting 5 votes. We will ensure that a CLAYTONJ Lloyd Airport is redeveloped and completed by voting for 5 votes. We will welcome airlines from across major gateways across the globe by voting 5 votes. Again, the airport and the development thereof is something that us and the AUF does not agree with. And we have an answer for the stupidness they had on social media today is coming. They are challenging its development and making it look the landowners are some sort of criminals, but we will deal with them. Anguilla cannot go back. We must continue to progress. We must vote yes to progress. With your 5 votes, we will transform our educational and healthcare systems. It's done. Just look at the caliber of our candidates. Look at them and their experiences. Look at our records. Compare and contrast. From bankers to a lawyer, public servant professionals, acclaimed doctor, fishers and agricultural experts, educators and policy experts, financial services professionals and insurance whiz, hospitality professionals and sportsmen, and even a former Miss Universe Great Britain. This is your team. Examine us. Look at our record because records matter. By your 5 votes, we will continue to invest in farming and fishing. We will continue towards the goal of comprehensive health care and pension for all by voting for 5 votes. We will revamp our custom procedure code to ensure that our young people can build affordably by voting for 5 votes. We will continue to reduce your tax burden and improve the quality of life by voting for 5 votes. With your 5 votes, North Hill, with your 5 votes, Road North, Anguilla, this Webster-led administration will transform Anguilla into the Dubai of the Caribbean and develop sporting facilities, including track, baseball and softball, cricket, etc., etc. This is your time, Road North. The Honorable Merrick Richardson is seeing through the vision and the progress is occurring from incoming investments in Anguilla Sailing School to ensuring that we push forward with our dive tourism policy. And together with a man from right here in District 5, Dougie, we will be embarking on an aggressive marketing campaign to ensure that the world knows about Anguilla as a dive destination. Vision, North Hill.
Devon, your vision quickly, in a nutshell, a summary form, your vision for Anguilla, what would you like to see done in Anguilla? What's your vision for Anguilla?
I don't have a vision, man. I've been living Anguilla all my life.
Okay,
I don't have this thing about a vision. My work has always been my work and will continue to be.
Vision matters, Anguilla. Because our Bible, which she doesn't know about, tells us in Proverbs chapter 29, verse 18, where there is no vision, the people perish. The story of the visionless is well known. We know the trail of damage that he has inflicted on his employees, vendors, Deanna Joya, Chef Sweet Sabe, to Inland Revenue, Social Security. But I'm not here tonight to talk about him, so I won't. I won't talk about the damage that he and his party has done. We are here tonight to lay out our vision and the reasons why you should say yes to progress. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you a true story. A story of a young man, a man that is younger than me. I want you to listen. This is the true story. A good man, a father, a brother, son, uncle, husband, who lives in South Hill. Some years ago, by no fault of his own, his kidneys failed. This became a life or death situation. And with kidney failure, he would now be subjected to kidney dialysis that costs quite a lot. This man struggled to keep up with his homely obligations while trying to stay alive. And so, at some point in time, he could no longer afford the dialysis treatments. He reached out to both the Premier and I, not for financial assistance, but for a way to stay alive. What did we do? What did your Premier do? What did your APM do? We went ahead and we ensured that no longer will he and others like him will have to wonder if they can get the care they needed. No longer will he and others like him have to choose between their homely obligations and remaining alive due to costly care. He now, under this progressive administration, will be able to get his treatment, his dialysis, free of cost. No longer will he and others on dialysis have to pay. So when I say to you, vote for 5 votes, this is just an example of why we must continue to say yes to progress. Because Rastaville over there said that there's still so much more to do that only the Anguilla progressive movement can do. So as I leave the stage tonight, I can only say that we must continue to sail on. I must ask you to continue to build upon the gains that this country has made. I must beg of you to come out in large numbers and vote 5 votes with your 5 votes. Let us not go back. Forward ever. Backward never. Onward, Anguilla. Up, you mighty people. In the words of Marcus Mosiah Garvey, you can achieve what you will. So in District 1, vote for Dr. Ellis Lorenzo Webster. District 2, vote for Lennox Vanderpool. District 3, vote for Courtney Morton. District 3, whoa! Vote for Deanne Kentish Rogers. District 4, Vote for Deanne Kentish Rogers. District 5. Vote for the Prince and keep royalty in District 5. Vote for Merrick Richardson. District 7. Vote for Jamie Hodge. And when you look at your ballot, you will see 4 other boats on the side. Athlin Vanterpool the boat. Quincy Gomes Marie the boat. Kenneth Hodge the boat. Geneva Hodge the boat. And in District 6, we be throwing pure licks. Thank you. Good night. And may God bless you. And may God continue to bless Anguilla. Licks.
Welcome to Anguilla Summer Festival. It's a jubilee. Family! Hey! Tell them from home.
Say it, Lord, North Hill. Say it, Lord. The sea may be rough, but we are sailing on. People of North Hill, Anguilla, when this boat pulls up its anchor, it's sailing on to North Side on Tuesday at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, right by the almond tree, North Side. On Tuesday is our next meeting. Right now, I want to introduce to you the Honorable Prince Merritt Richardson's daughter, Gabby. They say a child shall lead you. So she's gonna come. This is about family. This APM team is about family. So make some noise for Abby! Prince Abby! Wait. No, she's not a prince. She's a princess! Come on, make some noise, North Hill!
I want to join the rest of the pack on this government launch and attack. But I can't determine their fate before they tell me in office I investigate. John 8:32 has made a believer in me.
District 5 and APM family, good evening. I am 12-year-old Tajani Richardson, proud daughter of your District 5 representative, Mr. Merrick Richardson. District 5, your rep is home. This is the village where he was born and where his navel string is buried. The village where he had his early childhood education in the home of the late teacher Vida Challenger. Nartil is the village where he went to Sunday school with the late Mr. Colin Boyno, even before the church on your right was built. This is the village where he learned to ride his tricycle as he shared the experience with his friends. Among his friends, they spun tops, played marbles, knickers, and slap and pinches. My father, your rep, is no stranger to District 5 because this is the village that raised him. While he cannot say that he ate from everyone in North Hill Park, I can say he has a heart for his people. especially the young ones. So much so that every Tuesday evening he finds the time to meet the ensure on his boys and this basketball court that you are standing on tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, we say yes to progress as I introduce to you your District 5 represent my dad, my hero, Mr. Merrick Tyrone Richardson.
Some smile, some fight every day. We rise to the top, 'cause we know what it takes. Through it all we survive, yet still hold the faith. Unchangeable, Lord, unchangeable. Hey, no matter how the dollar might stack up, me still not change. Me I go stay rough. Inna the giddy and you have to buckle up your lace. Be smart, don't be a gruff, no, no. Life it's a journey, it's a long race. Mama says son be wise and don't bring disgrace. So me take up the broom and start sweep the place. 'Cause all these ways they got to get erased. I love to me people that me embrace. The truth are the truth and that can't erase. So hell to all of those who want hate. Just send me to finish this race. So we ain't giving up now. We put up a fight. We got to be ready. 'Cause time's getting dreary. Just said don't you worry. I'll be in a hurry, Lord. We got to be ready. 'Cause time's getting dreary. So we pray, we pray, we pray, we pray, we pray, we pray. Let's not be flow when the prayer burn up, burn up, burn up. Not a evil can ever.
Anguilla, good night. Road North, good night. People of North Hill, good night. Let me get a few housekeeping matters out of the way before I start. While walking around here tonight, a couple people tell me they want to see me go on bad. I tell them, no, I ain't not. Look how to behave. My Aunt Bonnie's shoes right down there watching I got to behave. After the meeting in District 4, my sister called me right after and said, Prince, you got to behave. So if you're standing close to my aunt, or you're standing close to my sister Maslin Lynn Hodge, tell them, I can't. I can't. Everybody asking me, Prince, Merrick, why you drinking? How come you're different from the last time? Let me explain something. The last time I was on show, I wasn't certain of what I was getting myself into. But no, after 4.5 years, after 4.5 years, every time I think of all the good work APM have done, and every time I think of what more we got to do at Boogie. People, again, Lynn or Sarah can't behave. I cannot. But it's a pleasure for me to be here tonight in North Hill. Like Gabby said, this is the district that raised me. This is the district that embraced me, and I'm happy to be home. It is from this upbringing and amongst the people of North Hill that I garnered my inspiration. From my days of playing with freeboards to step into the House of Assembly, it is for you, people of North Hill, that I get up every day ready to fight. Nearly 5 years ago, we started on this journey together. And it was never about me walking alone. It was all about you carrying me through with your prayers, your encouragement, and your advice. Representing you, the people of District 5, has been the defining achievement of my life. And I want to say specifically, thank you to the people of North Hill. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your support. But hear me, listen. We are just getting started. Let's do this one more time! Before I get carried away, right? Just let me say I owe a ton of gratitude to my family for their understanding and sacrifice. My wife Valencia, my boys Fari and Tajay, my not so little Gabby, they have been my rock and my refuge. Then there's my Aunt Bernice, who up to this day you can't say nothing bad about me to her. Thank you. Then bear with me as I say thank you to all my siblings, because there's quite a few of them. I'm only going to list the ones that are here in Anguilla. So thank you to Lynn, thank you to Ren, thank you to Lisco, thank you to Mitch, thank you to Tiffany, thank you to Junie, and a special thank you, those of you who are on my WhatsApp who hear Fella Balok every morning, every Friday morning. From Nevis, I thank my brother Dwayne Hendrickson for being here to stay with me. Ladies and gentlemen, my Road North family, my APM family, we are facing the most consequential elections in Anguilla in recent times. The choice is as clear as it is obvious. We can move forward on our feet, or we can go back to being stuck on our knees. The choice is between what kind of country you want to see built. The choice is between choosing and having a compassionate, caring society, as the APM has given you, or choosing leadership based on pettiness and an astounding lack of vision. The choice is between competence, the competence you have seen from this APM team, and choosing a team that lack ideas with a leader who has no clue and have a foreign concept of what the truth is. The choice is between choosing hope over fear, the hope that APM promotes progressive policies that help the young and the old, the poor and the disadvantaged, the dreamers and the architects who will build this country of ours. The fear from the other side who have decided that the way to campaign is to spread lies and pure mistruths and say no to every idea for national development. Every idea for national development they've said no to. The choice in this election is not complicated. When you match our record over the last 4.5 years against the fellows on the other side, whose recent history in government is one of low growth and high debt. Listen, they are so accustomed to not delivering on their own budgets and not following through on their own plans that they are out predicting doom and gloom after the recent progressive budget that we presented in the House. People of Road North, people of Anguilla, people of North Hill, these people does not have a clue. As Gabby would say, they ain't about this life. They don't understand how a budget that centers on looking out for people could be sustained. This APM team has not traded balancing people's lives with balancing the books. Time and time and time again, we have proven that we have the capacity to do both. Through the determination and the sacrifice of our people, we have achieved great things in the last 4.5 years. The people who want to dumb down our shared experiences are either mischievous or do not know anything about running a government. And whichever way you turn it, they are not fit for office. We know we have more work to do, and we are determined to continue policies that consider the one Anguilla family, a people united in their purpose and shared destiny. Our mantra is to unite our people, not divide them by political affiliations or where they were born. Once they are qualified to be residents, there is no separation. We won't pit one group against the other. We are indeed one Anguilla family. We do not distinguish between children and grandchildren. No matter where you were born, your real roots are here. More opportunities are arising in the economy as we come from a period of low growth and in a lot of cases, no growth to a robust economy. We are determined not to leave anyone behind. You want to know what a future like that will look like? No new taxes! No new taxes! We will be using the budget surpluses directly on the people by continuing to improve on healthcare, continue to invest in education and training, investing in our youth and enhancing our country's security. We shall merge the traditional economy with aspects of new economy built through science and technology. With this better future we face, our strongest economy is hope. We will increasingly seek to level the playing field so that every man, woman, and child has a fairer chance. We shall ensure that what we hold on to with our old values in our attempt to build a new society. We know and we understand what is truly at stake in this election. Man for man, woman for woman, pound for pound, this team, this APM team with all the reinforcements is better than any other alternative. Stevie Wonder can see that. And if you're old enough and you're from North, I will tell you, Fadi could see that. This country has a lot of work to look forward to, including you, the people of Road North. We shall continue the work of the North Hill Main Road and the Phillips Drive Road. We are committed to putting solar lights around the Sandy Ground Park and the North Hill Back Road. We are committed to building a jetty in Sandy Ground for the fisher folks only. We are also committed to developing the South Hill Ball Field. Programs programs are being developed to engage the youth through more training, mentorship, technology, the creative arts, sports, and culture. I am pleased to announce that we will increase sports funding, emphasizing enhancing facilities, funding coaching programs, and continue working closely with the various national organizations. Anguilla, this is the land of Zarnell Hughes. This is the land of Shara Proctor. This is the land of Deanne Kentish Rogers. This is the land of Amara Banks. This is the land of Jamal Hamilton. And this is the land of our very own Natal Bond, the Mari Prince, who scored 107 runs today in a club match in Antigua. And not forgetting our cyclists right here from Natal, Zambezi, Beezy, Richardson. This is their land, and we know there's more where they came from. And we shall continue to mold, encourage, and most importantly, we will continue to fund them. We are the only party speaking about sports development. Our plans include more scholarships and encouraging the sustainable development of a sporting academy. There is a future that the people of Anguilla have to look forward to, and the youth can look forward to. All people moving together as one. Just like Hayden Hughes said, we are sailing on. We are sailing on. Here in North Hill, Road North, we have a chance to vote for this team, not just for myself, but for all our at-large candidates. Quincy Gomes Marie, Kenneth Hodge, Gleneva Hodge, Otlin Vanterpool. You all know the shout. 5 votes, 5 votes. 5 votes, 5 votes. And on election day, when you go to the polls, you go to the polls, you go early, very early. You just put your mark, share that circle. Wherever you see the vote, you know that it's 5 votes, 5 votes. Simple as that. With God as our guide, with faith and courage, under the leadership of Dr. Ellis Lorenzo Webster, we shall march forward. We shall build for all of Anguilla's children, all of us who are members of this one Anguilla family. We continue to thank God for his goodness, but we continue to say 1 to 7, all 11. 1 to 7, all 11. Say yes to progress. Yes to progress. 5 votes, 5 votes for 5 more years. Thank you and good night, Anguilla.
Lord, unchangeable. Hey, no matter how the dollar might stack up, me still Lord.
Mad son. Hey, follow me over, see ya now. Hey, upset her. See ya upset her. On and on and on and on. I'm a winner. You know the time. I'm a winner. Hey, watch out now. I'm on the sun. Oh, we're winning right now. You're winning. Say we're winning right now. Then forget that trophy to what we're living right now. Cause I'm winning right now, yeah. And I'm chilling right now. Oh, we're winning right now. Our Thanksgiving right now. Cause we're winning right now, yeah. I'm winning. I'm winning. I'm winning. Hey, watch out now. Cause I'm a walking W. 5 votes. Turn them in a medal in a trophy. 5 votes. Every day you see me with the 5 votes. and we have to excel our watch them. Looking like success, we dress well. Another knockout for the next well. I'm about to send my haters a card to get well, cause I'm sick of it. I'm so sick of it. But that's the whole gist of it. I hate it on the beauty when within now, when within now, when within now.
All aboard! Ship ahoy! Yes, we come again. Can't leave out my weed. It's a must for me. Wakes me up my slumber. Makes me do a number. Yes, we time again. To lose and we break. Find myself a partner. Just to ease the pressure.
Hello. We want to wish you all a safe ride home. Go to church tomorrow morning. We will see you on Tuesday at 7 o'clock, right in North Side underneath the almond tree. God bless you. Safe ride home.
Anguilla. Once again, the opposition zealots have proven exactly who they are. Dishonest, power-hungry, and willing to say anything to sneak their way into political office. Their latest lie, that this government is planning to introduce new taxes. Let me be clear, this is absolutely false. There is no intention, no plan, and no need to introduce new taxes in Anguilla. The facts speak for themselves. 1. The government's fiscal plan does not include new taxes. The medium-term economic and fiscal plan is the official roadmap for how the government of Anguilla manages its revenue. If we were introducing new taxes, they would be listed there, but they are not. When the Goods and Services Tax, GST, was introduced, it was documented as early as 2017 at 17%. Nothing like that exists today because there are no plans for new taxes. The opposition knows this, yet they choose to lie. Number 2, this administration has removed burdensome taxes, not added them. Unlike the opposition, who cripple families with reckless decisions, this government has lifted burdens. Under my leadership, we removed property tax from domestic properties because it was unfair and unworkable. Now they want to scare you with the talk of a land tax, which is nothing more than a repackaged version of the property tax we already eliminated. And 3, government reserves are strong. We don't need more taxes. The greatest proof that their claims are false. This government has built nearly a year's worth of reserves. And that means we are financially stable and do not need to dig into the pockets of the people to keep this country running. The opposition, on the other hand, left us with nothing, no reserves, no options, just problems. How can I give this assurance given my previous position on GST? In 2019 and 2020, I spoke as a leader hopeful about easing the financial burden on my people. But at that time, I was not yet aware of the full extent of the reckless mismanagement of this country's finances by the previous administration. Today, I speak not as a hopeful candidate, but as the leader of government business, as the Minister of Finance, and as someone with full authority over the nation's fiscal affairs. And with that authority, I can confidently declare there are no new taxes. So why are they lying? Because they have nothing to offer. No vision, no solutions, just desperation. They want power at any cost, even if it means misleading the people they claim to serve. Anguillians, don't be fooled. The Anguilla Progressive Movement stands on facts, integrity, and real leadership. We don't play politics with your future. We build it. So let's keep moving forward. Reject the lies. Reject the fear-mongering. Reject the opposition. Thank you.